And we are live on YouTube again. Once again, I am the old man. And this is my wicker chair. And this is me adjusting the camera for my live podcast, which I can't actually find my how many people like my site yet. So I'm in here saying, "Ooh boy, my entire church is." I love my church very much. I support it. I was at the picnic at John's house last week. And I was going to say Mr. Moose was stolen or kidnapped or he ran away from home and lost his memory. Uh, but instead, it was at John's house. And now it can't be found. So I will have Mr. Moose back on the air soon. And I wanted to thank the young man who was my cameraman and the young man who was Mr. Moose's body and mouth and everything else last week. And he just had a birthday, so happy birthday to you. And thank you, Jeremy, for Jeremy, I can't remember his name, for helping me on this live YouTube. Or, well, I did taped, but I'm going to do live from now on. So hopefully people start subscribing, and that way I can buy commercials and you can watch the commercials. Like I said before, this is for entertainment purposes. The old Wicker Chair Chats, which was the first one was dedicated to my father. My Aunt Jane Ives, she was the first one to like it. She said, "I love your humor. It reminds me of your dad's, your dad's dry sense of humor," or something like that. And she was the first one to comment on the very first Wicked Chair Chats. So that meant a lot to me. Thank you, Aunt Jane. And, you know, like I always say at every podcast, and apparently my entire church doesn't do Facebook, doesn't do videos, doesn't do YouTube, except for the coach of the year, Bob Sinclair. I had to make an amends to him. I didn't realize he was a biology teacher, which made me remember something that in Brunswick High School, the my favorite biology teacher had his twin girls in Brunswick High School when I was going there, and we used to get get a little bit of a little rowdy when they were in class together, if I remember correctly. Especially the all that fun stuff we did during frog dissection. When I was better at it than some of the guys that were into marijuana and at the time. I remember one particular character at the time was I was cutting up the frog, and he was I think he went to prison during the high school years, or at least the state facility, and I can't remember his name, but he was in that class too, and he while I was calmly cutting up a frog, he was like, yeah, almost throwing up like most people do, and dissecting for the first time. But I've always enjoyed it myself. Maybe I'm a main humorist. Okay, I gotta remind people I'm a main humorist. Um, so I don't have any lights yet, but I'm helpless. I need to get my family to know that I have people who like my YouTube site. So if you remember how to find out how many people like me, please feel free to let me know. Oh, I do need a ride to the place I was born. Memory loss. Gardner. I was born in Gardner. I was across the bridge from Randolph, which is my middle name. And I need a ride to Gardner. So if anybody watches this after I post it, even though it's live and I'm not hearing any, seeing any facial things and whatnot, I love my church dearly, and it is being it is the host of the Jesse Lee Meeting House tonight with lots of s'mores. But I love AA very much, and I can't afford to miss what I'm going to hopefully call Uncle Charlie, Charlie Hicks, because he only comes to one meeting a week. Chainsaw, I'll be there, and hope you will too. Your name was mentioned on a live YouTube cast. Chainsaw Charlie, I love you. Bye.